Okay, so we're back live for qualifying. Sorry about the technical glitches early on with the first stream. So the sound was a bit off, a bit jittery, but I think everything is back to working order. Is what we like to see. We've had a few cars already out. We've got 11 minutes left of qualifying still. Here in Jeddah, it is the penultimate round for TSD. Championship battle coming to its conclusion between the Dark Mark and Demon, with the likes as we see Woodsy coming to the final corner now. But yeah, coming to its final conclusion. Viper still has an outside chance, but would need to win the remaining two races and hope for a couple of slip-ups from Dark Mark and Demon. See who's on a lap. An Alpha Tauri. They both are on outlaps. The Mercedes coming round. So Mike Fairley, who is one of the two reserves we've got in tonight, which is Hamber and Mike Fairley. They're coming together there between Mike Fairley and an Alpha Tauri. Who was in the Alpha Tauri, do we think? It was Gunners on an outlap. So potentially Gunners didn't see Mike Fairley on a lap, as Mike Fairley just lets Gunners go back through. That'll be possibly one for the stewards to look at potentially. So the people that have just rejoined the stream, thank you for rejoining. Sorry about the slight glitch on the first attempt. So the sound was a bit jittery. Hopefully it's all coming through nice and clear for everybody now. Who have we got coming across the line next? I think we've got Pals coming across the line next in the Haas. He's going to come across the line to do a 131.1 for Paz. Then we have Goomba, who's coming into the pits. Hambo is on a lap, currently second fastest on the medium tyres. He comes into the pits. We have Woodsy about to come across the line. What can he do? A second down on what Paz was at for the first two sectors is a 132.3. There's an Aston Martin coming around the final corner. That'll be Dark Mark. So current championship leader, but only by 7 points. We will let Dark Mark take us on a lap of the Jeddah Corniche circuit here in Saudi Arabia. We're heading into the first corner. It's important to take a lot of curb on the inside, and then you want to keep it tight to the right. Floor it now through the fast, twisty section here in Jeddah. You can take a lot of curb around these sections. Just lifts off a little bit, and then how's your line through here? Careful not to run wide because you will invalidate, but then cut the corner on the left and hope you don't run out too wide. And there it is. There's the invalidation when you run out just a little bit too wide on the exit of the S section. Coming through next, we do have the AlphaTauri of Gunners coming across the line to a 42.4. And then we have coming to the pits is Mike Fairley. And I think Viper might be on a lap. Actually, Viper's coming into the pits. We have Zero, who's on an outlap. Is it Woodsy? So Woodsy looks to have potentially gone again. DRS wide open for the Alfa Romeo man. Going to the final corner, then nice wide entry. Hits the apex beautifully round. Oh, and then Verstappen's the final corner. DRS wide open. He is going to complete the lap though. DRS runs out as you get towards the end of this lap. Does improve slightly. Stays P9 for now though. We have the Dark Mark, who knew invalidated on his previous lap on the exit of the S section. Skillian is coming across the line. He's gone for the medium compound of tyre on his first run. So 29.4 to go P5 overall for now. Paul's coming into the pits. Who do we have next? I think it's Crouchy, who's invalidated on his lap. Very easy to invalidate here around Jeddah. I think next we have the AlphaTauri of Gunners. Has he gone again? No, he's invalidated. Oh, and there's McLaren, and he just gets in the way of the McLaren a little bit, but I think he was on his outlap actually, so that's not going to cost him anything. And then Goomba is also on an outlap. He's not on lap 0, I think. So yeah, so we'll stay with 0 then. Very quick driver is 0, BHR. He's coming into the final section now, the fast final. It's technically a straight in these Formula 1 cars, but it is just one long bend at the final part of this lap. Comes round the hairpin. You've got to get the line right, and round he goes, and 0 into the wall. Doesn't retire though. Manages to keep all his wheels attached to the car, and oh, just be careful when you come across the track. You don't tie it on the opposite wall, but 0 looking on for a good lap. Smashes the wall on the exit of the final corner, and that is not what he would have wanted to do. Woodsy at the moment is about 1.6 seconds down, so he'll probably be coming in this lap. Greenstone J has backed out of this lap. She's currently on a 36.4. Skillian going round. He's invalidated on his next attempt. So the next up will probably be Vipers on an outlap. So I think it will be DeResta. So RF1 DeResta invalidates on his lap though, so he's going to have to get out of the way of the Alfa Romeo coming through. Goomba's on a lap actually. So SF1 Goomba, quick driver in the Aston Martin, currently halfway round his lap. Does have a McLaren in front of him. He'll be hoping that McLaren gets out of his way, as we know that he invalidates, and he does indeed. Gets nicely out of the way. So coming then into the final part of his lap is SF1 Goomba. A distant tow as well from the Alfa Romeo, which will help a little bit. Can he improve on his current time of the 1:31.8 and see if he can close up to the soft runners ahead? So Goomba comes across the line in the Aston Martin, does a 30.8 and does improve. A good lap on the medium tyres from Goomba to get himself into P7 overall for now. As Hambo comes across the line, does a 27.5 to absolutely smash the field as Team Reserves hope by some miracle they can stop Aston Martin claiming the Constructors' crown here today. I believe Aston Martin only need about 9 points in total to win the crown, whereas Reserves would need to ideally get a 1-2 and Aston Martin not finish. So it's unlikely that we won't be crowning Aston Martin as the champion, as Greenstone J has retired in the pits. Evening Skillian, hope you're good, my man. I was just mentioning at the start, apologies for anyone that joined the stream and then realised it had stopped. Had a little sound glitch where it was jumping a bit, so I had to restart the stream. So I missed the first 5 minutes of qualifying, unfortunately, but we're here to catch the end. Viper is coming into the pits, so he's on a 29.2 at the moment. His best time is on the medium tyres. He did go out again to try and set a time on the soft compound of tyre. We do have Demon coming around. He's gone for the soft compound of tyre. Of course, he's up against Dark Mark for the championship. Both drivers are going to be coming across the lap at the same time, I think. So Goomba does a 29.3. Dark Mark is... Oh, no, sorry, it's Goomba who was coming into the pits. DeResta goes P8 with a 30.9. So we'll go on board with the championship leader. We went on board with him last time and jinxed him as he invalidated. So we'll see if Dark Mark can finish this lap and get himself high up the grid. His championship rival currently sits P5 with a 29.3. Evening Greza, you did a 27.1. Jesus, you're in the wrong division in ERN. Evening Gunners, Greza says he's going to count it as pole if it doesn't get beaten. Tell you what, 27.1 is an insane lap. Hayes, evening Hayes, how you doing? Hope you enjoyed the esports stream we just did. Me and Rusty, of course. But we're on board with Dark Mark, who's coming across the line at the moment. Can he do against Demon's time? And does a 129.2, does go ahead of Demon, and also ahead of Viper as well. So good lap there from the Dark Mark to get himself onto the second row of the grid, just behind SF1 Crouchy. Who have we got coming around next? I believe it is an Alfa Romeo, which may be Woodsy. No, he's just done a lap. So it will be Demon again. I don't know if he's pushing. We'll soon find out if he's gone for a second push lap. Skillian has retired in the pits, happy with his work so far. 11 people currently viewing. Thank you all for tuning in to the restarted stream of TSD after the sound glitch I experienced on the first start of the stream that we did. I will preview the final race when we get into the gap between qualifying and the race, as normally I would do that before the race. I said I had a couple of issues with my stream. Demon then does not improve on his time. We have DeResta coming across the line into the pits. Master Spread is just starting a lap, currently P2 with a 28.5. There is a 1 second gap between first place and the rest as it stands. So plenty of space for people to try and get the car into if they want to try and start in the front row with Hambo and the non-existent Grezza, who's claiming pole position for his own, should nobody beat his 27.1 that he did. The little sandbagger. I'm going to start calling you PRF1 sandbagger, Grezza. Anyway, I hope you're good, Grezza. Shame you're not racing tonight, but I'm sure you'll be cheering on your PRF1 teammates as they hope to hunt down the Dark Mark. Who we got coming across the line next? They're all coming into the pits. Someone has retired. Zero has retired. Where's Zero retired? Oh, in the pits. So Zero happy with what he's done. Oh, he's not got enough time to go out again actually. So Zero will be starting P10 at best. I think Pauls is on a lap, is he? He is indeed. Oh, and a big sideways moment into the wall. Just manages to save it. But does grind the wall as he drifts around the final bend before the hairpin, and that won't help him improve his time one bit as Paz takes the more extravagant route through the final sector here in Saudi Arabia. We have the McLaren then of Master Spread coming through next, the Team Papaya man. What can he do? Can he get anywhere near Hambo's benchmark time of a 27.5? He does a 28.0, gets to within half a second of Hambo with the 28 flat. As Grezza says, come on, Mark. So Grezza cheering on Dark Mark, not his PRF1 teammates. Grezza in the Dark Mark camp. Next up, I believe we have Crouchy, who's 2/10 up on his time, hoping to see if he can get ahead of Demon. I missed Demon's time, actually. Demon gets himself up into P3 and ahead of Dark Mark. Crouchy is a 28.8, so does not improve on his position. We have Woodsy next, I think. So Woodsy 3/10 down on his time at the moment. Mike Fairley way down on his time, so this may be it for qualifying. I'll go up and check Hambo in a second, because Hambo has gone for another lap and will be the next person to cross. So at 27.5 at the moment, he's a 10th and a half up. He's aiming to beat Grezza's pole position time from ERN, and he's invalidated. Takes way too much curve, and Hambo invalidates his time. He was up, but that's not going to improve on this occasion. I think Demon has backed out of his next run. Master Spread has also backed out. Viper retires in the pits. Crouchy has finished. So that is going to be it for qualifying here in Saudi Arabia. We'll do a rundown and then we'll do a little preview before the race begins. If anyone has any predictions in the chat of where you think people are going to end up by the end of the race, as always, my favourite prediction is win it or bin it. Who you think is going to be the winner and who is going to be first to bin it. That's always my favourite kind of prediction. I don't tend to predict the winners anymore because I always tend to jinx them. So and I get told off for jinxing people. So I'll let you guys be the judge of who's going to be the winner or winner here in Jeddah. So once we get everyone back into the pit side, we'll do a rundown of qualifying. So you can see what people set their best times on. So the top 5 all setting their best times on soft tyres. Viper, Skillian and Goomba going for the medium option. DeRoster on the softs and Zero on the mediums. And then you've got Poz, Woodsy, Mike, Greenstone J, the Gunner and the Dark Lord, who will all have a fresh choice of tyres for the race. So let's do a quick rundown then of qualifying. So Hambo will start on pole for team reserves. So for the obviously he's in the Mercedes, but he is one of the reserves. You get 2 reserves in a race if there's spaces, and they represent said team reserves. They're currently second in the Constructors' Championship. Probably need a miracle to stop Aston Martin, it would seem, but he is starting on pole. Master Spread will start alongside him in the McLaren for Team Papaya. Demon will start in P3 as he takes first blood in the championship battle over Dark Mark. Crouchy will start in P4. Dark Mark will start P5 right behind Demon on the track. Viper starts P6 ahead of Skillion. Goomba, DeResta and Zero rounds out the top 10. Pos will be the first person with fresh tyres in 11th ahead of Woodsy, Mikey Fairley, Greenstone J, the Gunners and the Dark Lord. So if we have a quick look at the standings then, as we prepare to get ready for the race. Remember everyone, you have a 5-minute break before the start of the Grand Prix. So there's the standings up in front of you now. You can see Dark Mark has that slender 7-point gap, which in Formula 1 terms is nothing. And then Viper, who has an outside chance in the Alpine, a further 44 points back. Demon 53 points off the lead of the Dark Mark. Looking further back, some of the other battles we've got, the likes of Master Spread. We'll be hoping to overtake Greza, who's not racing tonight, as we go towards the final. And we've got a timer already. So does that mean someone's readied up early, which is just Fandabidozy? Or is that just the timer to load me in? I can never remember. Soon find out. Hopefully someone hasn't readied up immediately, because that usually means a restart. And I'm getting old now, so I'm going to have to get my Horlicks and lie down. Let's find out. Still says waiting for players, so maybe it was just a timer. Oh, we've got another timer. Oh, this doesn't mean there's lobby broken. But yeah, in the Constructors' Championship, Aston Martin have that 124-point gap. Battle for P2 in the Constructors' Championship is interesting though, because McLaren are. Oh, I thought Team Reserves were P2. Sorry, McLaren are actually in P2. So Hambo will be hoping to drive Team Reserves to recapture that P2 spot in the Constructor standings ahead of McLaren, with Alfa Romeo just a further 8 points back. So all to play for still in both championships, and we do have a formation lap. So if someone has readied up early, if someone can let me know if we are restarting, that would be fantastic. There's something in the chat. That was my best slide ever on the game. It was a good slide. Are we restarting, Pos, or are we going? Just so I know. Master Spread there's quite a few cars that haven't moved, so I'm going to take a wild guess that we are restarting, because there's tons of cars who are still on the grid and who haven't moved. Pos also DSQ'd on the grid, so yes, I'm 99.9% sure, and I have been kicked from the game. Even better. Oh, dearie me. I mean, I would have probably left anyway to join a new lobby. But I've been kicked from the game, so I imagine I'll be waiting for a new lobby. If someone can let me know. Let me just send a message actually. Is it a lobby restart? In the meantime, let me try and rejoin the actual lobby. Who is in that I can get an invite from? I can't even rejoin. It's grayed out for me. Oh, lobby restart. Okay. So if someone can send me an invite, that would be much appreciated to the new lobby. In the meantime, while we wait, let's just have a quick reminder of what happened last time out at Hungary in the Sunday Drive. Needs to cross the line because further back, Bumbledore is all over the back of Demon. I'm just watching that gap come down, but to come across the line and to win here in Hungary, PR1 Greza is your victor. Viper, it comes home in P2. We're going to have Master Spread come home in P3 to take a solid podium for the McLaren man. MD Skillion. Oh, in fact, is Bumbledore going to make a move on the final lap here on Demon? I don't think he needs to because he doesn't have a penalty. Skillion then. Yeah, Skillion's going to come home in P4 ahead of Demon. Oh, Bumbledore's lost it on the final corner. Bumbledore has spun it on the final corner. He should be able to hang on to P6, but he's thrown away what would have been a P5 because of the penalty difference. And that promotes Pos up to P6. What has Bumbledore done? What has he done? He has thrown away P6 to cross the line because further back, Bumbledore is all. So yep, there we have it. That was Hungary last time out, with Greza taking the victory and Bumbledore losing it on the exit of the final corner, promoting Pos into, I think that was P6. So yeah, very interesting race last time out, but of course we are here for Jeddah, for the Jeddah Corniche circuit here in Saudi Arabia. Very, very tricky track, very fast track, but the walls are there to be hit. And it really tests your mettle, this track. You know, you've got to, if you want to get pace out of this track, you've really got to go balls to the walls. If you just try and tickle it, then yeah, it's. Let me just go into a party. Actually, I just realised I'm not in a party. Everyone in the great game is just hearing me mumble on. So yeah, so just make sure sound check. Make sure if everyone can hear me, just let me know if I'm coming through nice and clearly still. I've just opened up a party for myself because for some reason I got kicked out of the game and my own party, which is nice of Codemasters. Thank you very much. But yeah, we're here for Jeddah. 3 DRS zones that we have at Jeddah. Obviously, you've got the start-finish straight. You've got the short straight before the Mickey Mouse hairpin, I call it, which is turn 13. And then, of course, you've got the final DRS bit, which is that sort of, in a Formula 1 car, it is really a straight, but it's just that long curve before the final hairpin. So plenty of overtaking opportunities here in Jeddah. Oh, cheers, Gunners, appreciate that. Greza says, did he get pole? Yeah, by 4/10. Hambo was improving but invalidated. So yeah, you got pole. So yeah, plenty of overtaking opportunities here in Jeddah. But you've got to be committed is probably the best word to use around most of this track. But it is a track that will punish you. Tyre wear is not so much of an issue here as it is at some tracks. It's a pretty straightforward one stop, but safety cars will throw a curveball in your direction. Biggest thing I guess that the guys have to decide about is whether you go for high downforce or whether you go for speed. Because your rear end, you want your rear end to be planted around here. You do not want that rear to get away from you, as we saw what happened to Paz in qualifying when he drifted his way around the final sector of the Jeddah Corniche circuit, which is entertaining for us, but probably left a dark patch in Paz's underwear. So we're just waiting for them to set up the grid, and then we'll be ready to go. Mike Fairley, if you can hear me, pick your car, please. Dark Mark won't pick his car yet because he's obviously the lobby host. So Mike Fairley, you need to pick your car, sir. Please pick your car. So again, if anyone has any predictions for who they think is going to be the winner, Hambo is the man on pole. Master Spread is in P2. If you've got a prediction as to who you think is going to be the winner of the race, then let us know. It's going to be certainly going to be an interesting race to watch. I'm looking forward. Jeddah's always been, from the races that I've done it and from the ones I've watched and commentated on, it's been very entertaining. Back with you in 2 seconds. I'm just currently telling my children to go back to bed as they've woken up. Won't be one moment. Okay, so we are back live trackside here in Jeddah for the penultimate round here in the Sunday Drive. We'll be doing the last minute preparations. Make sure everyone has your setups back on, by the way. So you need to make sure you've got your setups on the car. It is a restart, so if you don't put them on, you'll have a default setup, which I can only imagine would be pretty horrible around this racetrack. I'll give you a quick reminder on the race directive where everyone qualified. So ignore the tyres for now because they will be changing those to make sure you start on the same tyres that you qualified on. But there's just a reminder of where everyone qualified. So Hambo is your pole sitter. Team reserves in the Mercedes. Master Spread in the McLaren is in P2. Demon is your man in P3 ahead of SF1 Crouchy. You got the Dark Mark in P5 ahead of Viper. Skillion is ahead of Goomba. And then you've got DiResta and Zero rounding out your top 10. You've got Poz starting in P11 ahead of Woodsy. Mike Fairley in the second Mercedes and the second man representing Team Reserves starts P13. Gunners in P14 ahead of Dark Lord. Then Greenstone J in P16 and Gamerman joining us. Didn't join qualifying, starting in P17. Evening Speedy, how you doing, my man? Hope you're good. Welcome to the Sunday Drive, a league that runs every Sunday, as the name suggests, on a Sunday, the Sunday Drive. This is the penultimate round. This round 23 of 24. Before they head off to, I believe it's Abu Dhabi next week for a potential title decider if it is not decided tonight. So the three three drivers still within a chance of winning the championship are the Dark Mark, who is currently leading the championship. In fact, let me just get those standings back up for you. So Dark Mark, who is currently leading the championship by 7 points, is starting in P5. You've got Demon, who is 7 points back. He's currently starting in P3. And then Viper, who probably needs a bit of a miracle, so some luck to go his way, is still mathematically in with a chance of winning his second championship in a row. He won last season's championship, of course, beating myself very frustratingly. Damn you, Viper! Viper, champion from last season, going for 2 in a row. Hasn't raced all the races this season, so it would be quite a comeback if he could win his second race in a row. Sorry, second championship in a row. And then, of course, he goes again next season. So a good result tonight for Viper will allow him to close the gap and still be in with a chance of winning it. He ideally needs to be outscoring Dark Mark by about 15 to 20 points, I believe, if he has any chance of keeping his slim hopes alive of winning a second championship. MJFF88 says, go easy on me, still learning wheel and barely been on Jeddah. Oh, that's Mike Fairley. Okay, yes, so Mike is still learning wheel and he's barely been on Jeddah, so that will be interesting. It will indeed. I believe Jeddah is very much a wheel track, so that is slim consolation. And Zero says about $1 million of wing damage will happen tonight. Only 1 million? I'm expecting more. Speedy says, more Jeddah, can't beat it. I'm just glad I'm not racing Jeddah. I don't mind commentating on it, but I'm not very good at this track, I'm happy to admit. With tyres, there we go. So those are your tyre stipulations. So Poz, the only man outside of the top 10 to opt to start on the medium tyres. Everyone else has gone for the soft tyres to start on. Inside the top 10, as we mentioned, we have Viper, Skillion and Goomba, as well as Zero starting on the medium tyres. Everybody else is starting on the soft tyres. 11 viewers so far, so thank you everyone for tuning in to the penultimate round of the Sunday Drive. Of course, I will be back with you next week for the finale. Will the championship go down to the final round? Anything can happen, of course, in Jeddah. It is very likely we're going to be crowning the Constructors' Champions tonight, because Aston Martin, as I've been told, only have to score 9 points to come away with that. And with the Dark Mark in 5th and Goomba in 8th, they would be more than doing that. Speedy says, wasn't the easiest for him on pad. Honestly, he quite likes the track, but did have a few big slides. Well, you've just missed a huge slide from Pozglad84, who had a lovely slide in the final sector in qualifying, which meant he effectively grinded the wall for about 50 metres before carrying on, which was very interesting to see. But I'd expect a few more damaging crashes than that come the end of the race. I have seen some spectacular overtakes in this track. So like I said, it is a place where overtakes can happen. We have seen 3 wide and 4 wide and some spectacular crashes, along with one of the best broadcast shots I've seen on the game. The helicopter shot, if Codemasters allow us to see it, the helicopter shot that they do around the final sector on this track is beautiful. So hopefully Codemasters let us see that, because it just, I know it's only a game and we're only watching people play a game, but the actual camera view that they show at this track when they do the final sector from the helicopter is a thing of beauty. So they're getting ready to rejoin the grid for the final, for the penultimate round here in the Sunday Drive. If anyone in the chat ever wants to is thinking of racing on a Sunday night and does want more league action, get in touch with the Dark Mark. So there he is, currently in P5, the Dark Mark 21. He is the man to get in touch with about joining this league. They are taking sign-ups now for the new season, season 5, which will be starting, I imagine, in sort of 3 or 4 weeks' time. But we are getting ready for the start of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Hopefully Codemasters will give me an angle from the front and not from the back. There we go. So it's 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights. It's 5 lights here in Jeddah. It's lights out, and away we go as Hambo gets off to what looks to be a pretty decent start. But Master Spread is going to go for the move on the inside and gets the move done early. Viper already up around the outside of Dartmark, runs wide towards the wall and just avoids the wall. And Dartmark gets 4th place back of Viper. Skillion is in P6. You've got DeResta going side by side. That's a tough corner to go side by side on, and that forces Crouchy off the track. Skillion dropping down as well, as he picked up a bit of damage potentially there, as it is a hectic start here in Jeddah. Goomba on the back of Crouchy as well, and it looks like everyone got through that pretty unscathed. Got Mike Fairley all over the back of Woodsy now. Is he going to look for moving to the hairpin? No, he's a bit too far back on this occasion. Let's go back up to the front of the field. Hambo managed to fend off Master Spread. We saw Master Spread go up the inside of turn 1, but he managed to fight him off. Darkmark in the meantime, it's Darkmark versus Demon on track. It's the battle for the championship, and they are doing the battle here in Jeddah, in the battle for P3 between Demon and Darkmark. I'll try and keep up to date with as many battles as possible. 0 all over the back of Goomba. We've got DeResta and Skillion. I think DeResta has just tapped the wall there, and Skillion will get that position off DeResta, as will Crouchy, and I think he may have a bit of wing damage there. A bit of contact for as Goomba just taps the back of DeResta. Oh, we've got Viper and Darkmark going side by side further up as well, and that is a move for Viper as he gets into P4 and ahead of the Darkmark behind his PRF1 namesake. DeResta into the pits. He'll have to change that front wing now after picking up some damage. But it is now Viper who's managed to split the 2 championship rivals. And Viper, of course, needs to beat both of these, and by quite a good points margin, if he wants to try and stay in this championship battle. And has got past one of them, now needs to try and get past the other one. He's on the medium tyre though, so he's on the slower tyre, and something's happened to Mike. Mike has had a spin. Oh, he's going to have to wait for everybody to go past. Get ready for a Formula 1 3-point turn here in Jeddah. Oh, reversing into the wall. He needs to be careful he doesn't damage that rear wing, because that would be pretty horrible. And just be careful with the McLaren coming through. And there he is, just managed to get through. So Darkmark still on the back of Viper, who is on the back of Demon. These 3 nose to tail. Hambo already with a 1.5 second lead. As Speedy says, hope to hear some oh dear from you tonight. Oh, I'm sure you will, it's Jeddah. So these 3 nose to tail, but they've already dropped off the front a little bit. As Mike Fairley, just yellow flag for Mike. I think he was probably picked up some damage, I would imagine. Viper looks like he's lining up Demon Yellow flag, and that is something's happened to Mike again. Oh, Mike's lost it again. I wonder if he's got a bit of rear wing damage from when he reversed into the wall when he was trying to get going again. But if he has, then this is going to be a long, or potentially very short, race. But we're back on board with Demon because Viper got past Demon. I missed that when I was looking at Mike, sorry. So Viper is ahead of Demon now. Yellow flag again for Mike. He's either overburnt his tyres or he has rear wing damage. Yeah, as he says. Maka says, how do I join TSD? Your man to get in touch with is the Dark Mark. He is in the RRF1 group, so if you tag Marcus Hall or find Marcus Hall on it, he's the man to get in touch with, or drop Poz a message, because Poz will be able to get you in touch with Marcus as well. But yeah, Dark Mark 21 is your man to get in touch with. Their new season starts in a few weeks' time. This is the penultimate round of their 24 race season. This is round 23 of 24. As DeResta picks up a 3-second time penalty on lap 3 of this Grand Prix. Early days for picking up a penalty, but it is a track where you can pick up a lot of penalties in Jeddah. But this battle for P3 is not over by any means, as Demon and Dark Mark are trying to hunt down Viper, who's on those medium tyres, while Viper hoping to close the gap to Master Spread ahead. Can he bring these two along with him? There you can see the front two further up the road. Hambo has a 2-second lead now. He's showing his pace. Very quick driver, Hambo. Of course, champion of RF1's Wednesday division, looking to show his pace here in the Sunday drive as a reserve. Further back we have the Dark Lord and Woodsy doing battle. DRS open for the Dark Lord. Can the Dark Lord get this move done into turn 1? Looks like he's going to go for the move. Woodsy may have to concede this, and he does. Dark Lord moves up to P11 in the Ferrari. A good move there from the Ferrari man to get ahead, as we've got DeResta getting ahead of Gunners there. Yeah, or as Greza says, the TSD page. Yeah, just search the Sunday Drive on Facebook. That might be easier, actually, than searching for actual people. Yeah, just search the Sunday Drive on Facebook. Viper looks quick, so when he gets the softs on, he'll fly. Yeah, Viper's a very quick driver. And DeResta just runs a little bit wide there, but we'll go back up to this battle for P3, because Viper hasn't managed to break DRS from Demon and Dark Mark. If they can try and hang on to his coattails, then hopefully when the tyres drop over or come to the changeover point, although as I say that he has dropped out of DRS, so this is now going to give Dark Mark the opportunity to have a go at his championship rival. It's Dark Mark versus Demon. Dark Mark's going to make the move early, and Demon covers him off, but that means that Dark Mark will get a second helping of DRS here. A little bit of a slide around the final corner, but here comes the Dark Mark. Can he get the move done on his championship rival? Any extra points he can score over Demon today will help him as he heads, and he shuts his DRS there early to just stay behind Demon for now. Obviously not close enough to make the move. We've got Crouchy on the back of Skillian as well, and if I move further back, we've got Greenstone J and DeResta going side by side. The Red Bull on the inside. Can DeResta go on the outside of Greenstone J? He's hanging it around the outside, almost into the wall, and gets the move done around the outside of Greenstone J. And we've got an instant there. Crouchy is round, losing his front wing, and going to have to be careful with Goomba coming around there, and he is. That is a shame for Crouchy. That promotes 0 into P7, and Greenstone J has got the move done back on Orifon DeResta, and I missed that one. I do apologise, but the Red Bull is back ahead of the McLaren, showing she has all the fight still left in her, making sure she does not lose that position to DeResta. ZX Apex says, go in, Marcus. So Marcus still fighting with Demon, as round the outside of Greenstone J goes DeResta. Very ballsy move there from the McLaren man. I wonder if Greenstone J has a little bit of damage there. She's lost a bit of time. Let me have a look. Seems okay now, actually. Maybe she just had a bit of a moment. Let's go back further up to the top, because the battle everybody wants to see is the two championship rivals going toe-to-toe. And Marcus is going for a move up the inside of the hairpin. Demon's going to hang it around the outside. They're going to go side by side down the straight. Who is it that gets DRS? We're going to find out in a minute. It is Marcus that's got DRS, so he's going to go for the move for the outside of turn 1. Dark Mark going for P4, and is going to get that move done on Demon, and then closes the door. That is the Dark Mark into P4 as Demon goes back for the move. They're still side by side as Dark Mark gets a little bit squirrely on the exit. And Dartmark manages to hold him off for now, but they're still nose to tail. This is the battle it's gone on all season, it's gonna go on all race, and the likelihood is it will go on all next week as well. And Demon has picked up a 3-second time penalty, which will please Dartmark no end, because that is his championship rival, who is now half a second behind him, plus his 3-second penalty. As we go further back, that is Croucher coming into the pits. Greenstone Jabe is promoted up to P14, so she is now 2.7 seconds behind DiResta. We're going to go back up to this battle. Demon beginning to drop off the back of Dartmark. It looks like Dartmark has the pace advantage at this early stage in the race, but if Demon can stay in DRS, then he'll hopefully get dragged along towards the top 3. Yeah, Speedy, nice racing. Not so fast, Dal says, go Jade. Good driving, Marcus. Yeah, it is a sort of a family event, this one, isn't it? We've got the Dartmark, Goomba, and of course, Greenstone J, all racing together in the Sunday Drive, putting on a great show here for us in Jeddah. So Demon was able to stay in DRS. Moving further back, Crouchy and the Gunners are side by side. So Crouchy looking for the move on the Gunners. Is he going to get this move done? They're still side by side. And around the outside gets the move done. Great move from SF1 Crouchy. As we go back further up, Demon has closed the gap back up to Dartmark now. Can he stay in touch and distance as we head towards the DRS zone? Runs a little bit wide there, though. That could be a warning. He doesn't want them to add up too much. He's already got 1 penalty. Doesn't want to get many more. But into the Mickey Mouse hairpin, the long corner that never seems to end. And Dartmark pushing it right towards the wall. Full commitment from the Aston Martin driver. Great driving from these two, as it has been all season. And it's coming down to the final 2 races between Dartmark and Demon in the championship. And they are leaving nothing to chance as they push each other to the limits here in Jeddah. Coming to the next DRS zone here. Is Demon going to try and make a move back, or is he going to wait for the start-finish straight? ERS and DRS. He's going for it now. Here we go. Demon going for the move. He'll go for the outside of Dartmark, and that is Demon back into P4. But Dartmark may get the DRS back here to have another go at Demon. This is not over by any means. And it is Dartmark that gets the DRS. He's going to see if he can get the move for P4 done. Back into turn 1. Zero in the meantime has caught up to the back of Skilling, but it's Dartmark up the inside of turn 1. Demon's going to try and hang on to it. They're still side by side. Great battling from these two, as it has been all season. Demon just holds on for P4 though. Further back though, Zero is now on the back of Skilling. Both these on the medium tyres. And with Demon and Dartmark battling up front, these two are catching, that's what I want to say. These two are catching up to the back of the Demon Dartmark battle. So this has now become a 4-way dance for P4 and Skilling and Zero on those medium tyres. It looks like we're getting over to the crossover point because Viper is also starting to reel in Master Spread. As Speedy says, Demon has 100% ERS. Yeah, it looks like he's been saving it, hasn't he? So good tactical driving there from Demon. As you can see, all these drivers still have plenty of ERS left. As Zero picks up a 3-second time penalty. That will be costly towards the end. Gamerman comes into the pits. That promotes Greenstone J up to P13. Crouchy up to P14. But we're here with the Dartmark, Skillian and Zero as they try to hunt down Demon. What Dartmark needs to do now is get past Demon as quickly as possible and hope he can get a car between himself and Demon. As here comes Skillian. In fact, Skillian's going to go for a move on Dartmark. They're going to go 3 wide. Oh, did Skillian tap the wall there? I think Skillian's going to get them both. Skillian, 2 cars in 1 corner. And Dartmark ends up ahead of Demon. Demon, though, tucks right back into the slipstream. They've all got DRS. Can Demon get that move back? This is brilliant racing between these 4. Dartmark is going to try and get a move back done on Skillian up the inside of turn 1. And this is exactly what Dartmark wanted. A car between himself and Demon, and he is now in P4. Demon down to P6 and Zero waiting in the wings in P7. Great battling as Crouchy and Greenstone J are about to go side by side, and it's a Crouchy just hangs in the back. Good defending there from Greenstone J. So heading into the next... Oh, and a bit of a sideways moment there for Greenstone J. Can Crouchy capitalise? He's going to have DRS now to attack Greenstone J and gets moved on up the inside. Sorry, around the outside as Greenstone J concedes that position. Are we going to see a battle here with Gamerman catching them in a second as well? As the Dark Lord picks up a 3-second time penalty. Speedy says incredible. It really was that. 4 wide, 3 wide at one point. Really entertaining stuff. You've got to have your wits about you if you're going to go 3 wide around that corner, and they all managed to survive to fight another day. As we have a spin there for Greenstone J, that is a shame. Manages to carry on though, so no damage from what I can see. As we're going to go back up to Skillian, because Skillian and Darkmark are side by side, and Skillian retakes P4 for now, but Darkmark is going to have DRS on Skillian again as Crouchy picks up a 3-second time penalty. Further up the road, that is Master Spent into the pits, Darkmark into the pits as well, so he's going for the undercut on his rival. And where will Darkmark come out? That is the question. Into the pits he comes. Gamer hit the back of it. Oh, okay, so Gamerman has hit the back of Greenstone J. I was too busy looking at the chat, so I only saw the aftermath. But so Gamerman may pick up a penalty from the stewards for tapping the back of Greenstone J. That's one for the stewards to look at after the race. It's a shame for Greenstone J. She's having a good drive as well. Fairly new to the game, but she's joined her brothers in the TSD onslaught. Darkmark has come out behind SF1 Goomba. So he's going to want to try and close up and get that move done quickly to make that undercut work. Zero, on the other hand, now is all over the back of Demon, who is all over the back of Skillian. These 3 separated by less than a second. And I tell you what, this is going to get more tasty the more this goes on. Zero putting pressure now on the back. And there's the helicopter shot. That is the helicopter shot. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike picks up a 3-second time penalty. But that is the helicopter shot of dreams. We are not going to leave this battle because I've seen some spectacular crashes from this shot. But I want to see if there's going to be an overtake. He's fallen down towards the final corner. Zero's going to pull out of the slipstream. And it just backs off from that point. But how good is that camera angle? It is fan-dabby-dozy. Hambo goes into the pits, so Viper takes the lead of the race. But we're going to watch this battle because Demon... Oh, we're going to go 3 wide into turn 1 perhaps. I think Zero might end up getting boxed in here. And yeah, he's just going to have to yield that position. So good defending there from Demon and Skillian as Zero had the double toe. We've got Goomba and... Oh, so Darkmark has got past Goomba already there. So Darkmark up to P7. Demon stays out for another lap though, so he's going longer, maybe hoping for a safety car. But every lap he's out, there's another lap Darkmark gains more time on him. Now, can Goomba hang on to the back of Darkmark's coattails to see if he can get brought back up closer to the pack? Because what potentially Aston Martin could look to do here, if they are playing the team game, which I imagine they will be doing, is when Demon pits, he's likely going to come out behind Goomba. At the moment, so they may use Goomba to try and hold up Demon perhaps, if that's part of their team game. Oh, Zero and Demon, here we go again. It's the 3 battling for P2 in the race. We've got a yellow flag somewhere. Something has happened. I can't see who it was. The yellow flag has gone already, so it must have been something or nothing. Potentially a car just going slow, and oh, Zero all over the back of Demon, pulls out of the slipstream. This is going to be a ballsy move around the outside. He's going to go for 2 moves in 1. Zero going around the outside of Skillian and Demon. If he gets this move done, what a move this will be. Zero around the outside of 2 cars at the final corner. And into the pits comes Demon to get off those soft tyres. And Skillian now is going to try and hunt down Zero into turn 1, but can't get that done. There's Hambo in the background, who of course pitted up, already closing in on these 2. Now, where is Demon going to come out? Let's go on board with Darkmark. Compared with Demon, I think he's going to clear him quite comfortably actually, just to show how powerful the undercut is here. Demon on his way. Now, is Goomba going to be able to clear Demon? That is the important thing for Demon. Where is he? And he's out in front of Goomba. So that was so important for Demon to get ahead of the other Aston Martin. He's 9/10 of a second behind his championship rival. As we have a yellow flag, something else. It's just a car getting out of the way, I think. So Greenstone J just getting out of the way of the train that has just come through. So crucially for Darkmark at the moment, He has that 1 second gap to Demon and will hope to keep that gap so that Demon doesn't get the DRS. But Dark Mark in a good position at the moment to extend his championship lead, but he will not win the championship today the way it stands. I mean, the scenarios he needs to win it, I think he needs to have a top 3 finish with Demon not scoring. He needs to outscore him by about 26, 27 points, I believe, which is a big ask when the maximum points you can score is 36 with the pole position. So the chances are this battle will go all the way to Abu Dhabi. But Demon will fight to the bitter end. You know he will. Viper isn't out of it yet either. He's still doing quick laps at the front as Hambo sets the new fastest lap of the race and is now just half a second behind this Zero Skillian battle. Oh, Game Man and DeResta going at it there at the back. So Game Man has got that move done on DeResta. We'll go back up to the front in a second. As we have Demon and Dark Mark. I don't want to miss that one. I did almost miss it as Dark Mark and Demon are still side by side. Demon had the DRS and he's still trying to fight him. Dark Mark goes defensive as Skillian picks up a 3-second time penalty now. So that's a shame for Skillian. Both him and Zero have penalties. And Demon has to sit behind his championship rival for another lap. Oh, Marcus has run a little bit deep into on the exit of the S's. That's going to give Demon a chance. He's going to go for the outside here. And is he going to get the move done? Oh, there was contact. There's contact between the championship rivals. Controversy here in Jeddah. Who would have thought we'd have a controversial moment in Jeddah in a championship battle? But contact between Demon and Dark Mark has dropped Dark Mark back to about 7 or 8 seconds behind his championship rival now. And that will not best please him. Whenever you say Zero, I only think of one person. Dame Zero. All I think about is Dame Zero is his Australia bottle job. Oh no, Dame! That's literally the the infamous quote from ERN days. Hambo, in the meantime, is having a look at Skillian up the inside. And Hambo, who's already pitted, gets himself into P3 and will now go hunting off after Zero. These guys are about 7 or 8 seconds behind Viper, who is on those medium tyres and putting in some good laps. He will go onto the soft tyres later on, remember. As we have a move further back between Gamerman and DeResta side by side. DeResta around the outside of Mickey Mouse. And a good move there from DeResta. Oh, Hambo. Oh, I'm missing all the moves here. Hambo up the inside. Zero's going to try and hang it out, but Hambo gets the move done. Hambo showing some good pace. Really good pace. He is a very quick driver around here, is Hambo. And showing it here as he overtakes the outside, although he did have much better tyres than Zero, to be fair to him. These three, of course, will be doing battle on Mondays in RF1, so they're getting to know each other very well before their Monday season starts in RRF1. But Hambo now into P2 will want to try and hunt down Viper before Viper pits. The question is, when did these medium tyres runners start to pit now? Because we're in that sort of period of the race now where these medium runners are going to be looking at potentially pitting to get onto some soft tyres, and how long they want to leave it before they jump on to the softs, because they need to give themselves enough time to catch the medium runners back up as Hambo sets another fastest lap of the race. He is flying on these medium tyres. Looking at the gaps further down the field, this is our only battle at the moment, which is the Hambo Zero Skillian battle. Zero and Skillian hanging on to his coattails, so they are getting pulled towards Viper. And here we have Hambo and Zero side by side. Oh no, it was the Gunners' lapped car, sorry. As that gap now between Hambo and Zero has opened up to 1 second. So that's going to give Skillian a chance to catch back up to Zero. Oh no, Zero managed to just get DRS still. Dame, when me and Skeevy had contact in Abu Dhabi after I got a ban for having contact with Skeevy. Oh dear, anyway. Yes, I think that was everyone's collective sigh when that happened. So Greenstone J has jumped into the pits. She's just coming out of the pits now, actually, in P15. This track is all about survival, and what's great to see so far is that all 17 drivers are still running, as Dark Mark has managed to get past Goomba as the Aston Martins switch positions. Crouchy So Pos, we've not really seen much about Pos in this race actually. I've hardly spoken about him at all. Is going in for a wing change, so he's going to drop down the field. He was going about his business nice and quietly, but unfortunately that is going to drop him down. Where is he going to drop down to? Is DeResta? Oh no, DeResta's coming into the pits as well, so Pos should come out pretty comfortably in 12th position. As we have Skillian going past. Oh no, Viper and Zero are both into the pits. So Skillian goes on for another lap, but both Viper and Zero have pitted. As they'll go into some fresh, soft tyres, and they will now begin their hunt to try and close the gap towards Hambo and Master Spread. So Viper comes out just behind Master Spread. So this is the battle we've got now, is Master Spread versus Viper for what is currently P3 and what will likely be P2 come the end of the race. Speedy in the chat says, this track is so nice when you get used to it and get a nice flow. It really is. It's one of those tracks where if you can get into the groove, it feels really nice. But when you start making a couple of mistakes feed more mistakes, I find. And the track can become an absolute nightmare for 25 straight laps. Okay, looking at the battle on track, we have Pos and Woodsy. So Pos has got the move done on Woodsy. He's now up to P11 for the Hassman. Going back up to the front though, because Viper is looking at a move on Master Spread. So Viper going around the outside. He's going to get this move done before the braking zone, but that will give Master Spread the second helping of DRS as they come down the start-finish straight. But he looks to have already got a good enough gap there with that extra tyre advantage already 7/10 clear. Skillian now comes into the pits. Where can Skillian come out in comparison with Zero? That is who we're looking at then. So Skillian is on the move coming out of the pits. There he is, but of course he becomes the inside, but he should have cleared Skillian quite comfortably, you'd imagine. And yeah, he's not even out of the pits yet, so Zero has got quite a nice gap on Skillian now, as it just goes to show how powerful the undercut is. Got a yellow flag somewhere. I think that might be the Gunners running wide. It was indeed. Game Man looks to have been passed by DeResta as they're letting a lapped car go by the looks of it. That's Skillian coming through the lap traffic. So gap starting to form now. We've got 8.5 laps left to go here in Jeddah. 16 people tuning in for the penultimate round here in Sunday Drive. Brilliant to see the support all the way through the season for these drivers. And it's, like I said, still not over yet. There's one incident that the students may want to look at. The controversy rolls on in real Formula One as it does in the virtual life, as we saw the championship rivals come together between Demon and Dark Mark. Dark Mark will be hoping to try and get to within 3 seconds of Demon, as Demon has a penalty. He has brought that gap down a little bit, but not by much. He still has plenty of time to bring that gap down even more. No massive incidents to really speak about, other than that one coming together. But some great battling. We've seen some 3 wide as well, as Viper sets the fastest lap on his hunt for Hambo. 8.5 seconds. Viper has cleared Master Spread. We'll have a quick rundown of where everyone is on the track now. So currently leading, but being hunted by PF1 Viper, as Viper is trying to get as many points as possible to try and make sure he mathematically still has a chance heading into Abu Dhabi. So Hambo leads the race. He's 8 seconds clear of Viper at the moment, who's managed to pass and pull away from Master Spread. He's just picked up a 3-second time penalty. That is a shame for Master Spread. He's about 4.6 seconds clear of Zero, who's on fresh tyres. Skilling a further 4 seconds back in P5. Demon currently running in P6. He just goes around a lapped car in the Alpine there. Dark Mark 7 seconds back from Demon. He's just lost a little bit of time on his hunt for Demon. Like I said, the stewards will look at that incident between the two. I'm not one to comment on incidents on track. Goomba in P8 as it stands in the second Aston Martin. He's on fresh soft tyres. Clear of the Dark Lord at the moment, who's in P9. Crouchy is currently in the pits. Is he going to clear Posglad? That's the question. So Pos is currently in P11. Can he get that P10 back from Crouchy? We're about to find out. I think it's going to be very close, actually. I think he's just about going to do it, actually. I think Crouchy's going to hold on to P10. And in fact, he does, just in front of Pos. So Crouchy holds on to P10, Pos in P11. Woodsy currently running in P12 then. About 6 seconds away from Pos at the moment. RRF1 DeResta currently running in P13. Then we have Gamerman in P14. Greenstone J, she's doing good on her racing in Jeddah. I said fairly new to the game from what I believe. In P15 had that incident with Gamerman earlier on. Another incident potentially for the stewards to look at. Mike Fairley new to the wheel, struggling a bit in P16, had an incident himself earlier on. And then the Gunners currently down in P17, about to be lapped by one of the Astons there. That will be the Dark Mark, I think. No, sorry, it's Goomba that's about to put a lap on him. So we've got Pos and Crouchy. So Pos has already closed that gap up to Crouchy. He's on the soft tyres. So like I said, we've not mentioned Pos much in this race, but we're about to, and he just runs a little bit wide, though that's going to cost him a few tenths as he opens up his DRS in preparation to have a move on the start-finish straight. So Pos hoping to get into the top 10. How's your exit? It's a good exit from Pos. The Dark Lord currently in the pits. Can these two get anywhere near the Dark Lord as the Dark Lord is coming out of the pits now? It's going to be tight with the Dark Lord actually as well. Opens up the DRS. Pos is going to go for a move on the inside. Gets the move done. The Dark Lord should pretty comfortably clear these two and does. But that's the next person up for Pos. Although the Dark Lord has gone on to fresh, soft tyres. Yellow flag. What has happened? I can't see anyone stopped still. It's a VSC though. Is anyone going to use this as an opportunity to pit? I can't see if anyone's... All wings still attached. Oh, it's Gamerman. So Gamerman has lost his front wing. So Gamerman has brought out the VSC. And that is that's going to be a wing change for Gamerman. I don't think Greenstone J is going to be close enough to take advantage of that. So Gamerman will be safe in P14. We'll put on some fresh, soft tyres under the VSC. And Dark Mark has taken the opportunity to pit actually. So Dark Mark, if he can come out ahead of his teammate still, then it's not a bad decision that to pit. I think his teammate may clear him though. We're about to find out. Oh, it's close, isn't it? It's very close. They're side by side, and Dark Mark does just get out ahead of his teammate on fresh, soft tyres. Why not go for the fastest lap? You may as well, and then see if you can close that gap down on fresh soft tyres. He's 21 seconds back from Demon at the moment. He needs to get that gap down to 18 seconds in just 5.5 laps if he wants to take the position away from Demon, but you feel he's probably going for the fastest lap as Gunners gets a 3-second time penalty. Up near the front, Zero has closed that gap to Master Spread, down to just, in fact down to nothing as he goes around the outside of Master Spread. They're going to be side by side on the exit. Who's going to get DRS? We'll jump down to Pos and Dark Lord in a second because they're side by side, they're close together as well. And in fact, Master Spread is going to get that move back. So Master Spread retakes P3 away from Zero. In the meantime, let me jump down to Pos, who is on the back of Dark Lord. And nothing doing there for Pos on this occasion as Viper's picked up a 3-second time penalty. That's going to cost him, because now he's going to have to catch, overtake and pull 3 seconds on Hambo, which is looking less likely to happen now that there's only 5 laps or less than 5 laps to go. Zero all over the back of Master Spread. Is he going to go for the move here into the Mickey Mouse hairpin? He goes for the outside line on Master Spread. That's not going to work. Or is it going to work? He's still there. Just squeezed out of room. There was Master Spread. Fends off the AlphaTauri man. Good battling there from Master Spread and Zero. Further back, we have SF1 Crouchy on the back of Pos. Lovely angle there from Cody's. And there we go. Zero is back on all over the back of Master Spread. Is he going to go for the move here? No, he's going to wait in tow. So he's going to wait for DRS here then. Zero going for the move on Master Spread. Goes for the outside. Should get this move done pretty early. Now, can Master Spread come back at him this time when he gets DRS? Just want to make sure I don't miss the Pos battle as well. Pos is still ahead, so that battle will carry on. So here comes Master Spread again. Can he get that P3 back? I think he might be a bit too far back to have a go. And yeah, he's going to have to sit in behind for another lap. Let's go back onto the battle for P9, because Pos is all over the back of the Dark Lord and has brought Crouchy with him. Oh, and just runs a bit wide there. That's going to cost him on his exit, as Dark Lord picks up a 3-second time penalty. So Crouchy now on the back of Pos. He's not going to be close enough for a move either. As I said, gaps now starting to form across the field. Let's head into the final few laps here in Jeddah. Dark Mark has got the gap to 18 seconds to Demon and has not set the fastest lap, I believe. Fast lap currently held by Viper with a 29.8. That is what Dark Mark needs to get if his gamble to pit is going to pay off. But I don't think he's going to get that gap down to Demon to what he needs. Crouchy now on the back of Pos. Pos may have lost DRS, which will cost him. Did he get back into it in time? Oh, and into the wall there goes Crouchy. Crouchy losing his end plate, rear end getting away from him. And that is a shame for Crouchy. He's going to be out of that battle for P9. Master Spread still in DRS range of 0, so we will jump onto that battle shortly. But it is Pos trying to see if he can make a move on Dark Lord and see if he can get his car into P9. We'll jump up to Master Spread in a second, as he can't get the move. Oh, he almost went into the back of him there. So we're going to go up to Master Spread now, who's hunting down 0. He's on 12 up old medium tyres, but he's still there, harassing 0. Viper constantly closing the gap down to Hambo out front. But with that penalty, it's really cost him any chance of winning this race now, you feel. He will gain some good points, will Viper, though. If we have a yellow flag in this car, I think that's Crouchy. Has opened up out front. We've got a yellow flag. That is, I think, the AlphaTauri of Gunners may have had an issue there. But Pos still on the back of Dark Lord, hunting down the Ferrari man, who is ghosted. The Dark Lord is ghosted for some reason. Why is he ghosted? Pos is hunting a ghost. The ghost is doing well, though. Now, did Pos stay in DRS, or was he out of DRS? I don't think he had DRS, so he's going to lose time now to the Dark Lord up front. Crouch, in the meantime, is looking for a move on Woodsy. This should be pretty straightforward for the Williams man once he gets to the DRS zone. Woodsy defending the position, though. Good defending from the Alfa Romeo man. And Crouch, he pulls out the slipstream man into the wall. Did he avoid damage this time? We'll soon find out. It looks like his car's turning okay. And Crouch gets the move done. Into P11 goes the Williams man. Now can Woodsy come back at him with his helping of DRS? Unfortunately, Woodsy cannot come back at him. We've got Mike on the back of Greenstone J here as well now, as Mike pulls to the outside, gets the move done, and I think Greenstone J may have let him go there actually. So that promotes Mike into P15 and Greenstone J down to P16. We have a yellow flag. It's a Haas, it's Pos. Pos is round. And he's trying to get going. A 3-point turn in Jeddah is never easy, and he's reversing into the wall. It's like watching that Mr. Bean episode, where he keeps reversing his car into other cars as he tries to get out of a parking spot. He just kept reversing into the wall. That's not the way to do a 3-point turn. So Pos unfortunately out of that battle for P9 with a spin on the penultimate lap in Jeddah. We're going up to the front though, because Hambo is starting the final lap here in Jeddah. He's controlled it from the outset. Viper's done everything he can to try and recover what was a not so great qualifying from himself. A bit like last week really. PRF1 Viper recovering from a lower qualifying position than he's used to. Pos is dropping down the order with that damage now, unfortunately, down to P12. I think DeResta is about to get him as well. In fact, yes, he has already got him. So DeResta moves into P12. Pos down to P13. He's got a massive gap behind him, so he can either pit. Oh, and into the wall. Such is the damage on that front wing. We'll go back on board with the leader though. because Hambo is the gap always coming down to Viper, but he is leading this race. He's, like I said, he's dominated it from the start. He had the pole by half a second. As Dolphin says, more like Austin Powers. Oh yeah, that bit when he's gets his space cart stuck in that tight hallway. Yeah, more like the Austin Powers moment from Paz there. One of my favourite lines from that film is, "Can you get me some orange sherbet?" I might have to watch that film later now. Those are some good films, those Austin Powers films. I don't think they'd be allowed to release those kind of films now. It's too snowflakey and too PC now for those kind of films. And here comes Hambo, weaving as he comes to the line. He's dominated here in Jeddah, but Hambo is your winner. Viper comes home to give himself hope of a second championship here in the Sunday Drive. He finishes P2. Zero, okay, we don't know the penalty situation, but Zero is going to come home on track in P3 at least. Master Spread is going to come home in P4 ahead of MD Skillian, who comes home in P5. Demon is going to come in P6. Of course, the stewards may take a look at the Demon Darkmark incident. Depends whether Darkmark felt it was clip-worthy or not, or whether they'll just carry on to the final race. But Demon comes home in P6. Darkmark didn't manage to get the fastest lap. That went to Viper, who got the fastest lap. So Darkmark will come home in P7 across the line. Now he crosses the line. Goomba then comes home P8. So that does confirm Aston Martin as the Constructors' Champions for Season 4 here in the Sunday Drive. So Hambo did everything he could by winning the race to keep Team Reserve's chances alive. And of course Team Papaya's chances alive with Master Spread in P4, but it is the duo of Darkmark and SF1 Goomba who have won the Constructors' Championship for the Sunday Drive. They used to be good, but now you watch them, they're awful. Oh yeah, I guess if you watch them back now, they're probably quite bad now, aren't they? So yeah, Woods has just confirmed in the chat as well. So Aston are Constructors' Champions. So congratulations to the men in green. Hambo is your winner for today. We're not going to watch him celebrate. He celebrates enough. But we'll do a quick rundown then of... Let me just get some invites into the party. There we go. So we'll do a quick rundown. So it's Hambo who is your winner in Jeddah. He's dominated the race ahead of PRF1 Viper in P2. Zero takes the final podium spot in P3. Master Spread ends up in P4 ahead of Skillian. And then the two championship rivals had one coming together in the race. As we said, controversy in Jeddah never escapes championship rivals in Formula 1. And is Demon, who finishes P6 ahead of the Darkmark. Goomba in P8 ahead of the Dark Lord in P9. Crouchy gets P10. Woodsy just outside the top 10 in P11 ahead of Poz, who spun on the penultimate lap. DeResta ends up P13 ahead of Gamerman. Greenstone J in P15. And then we had Mike Fairley in 16th, and then the Gunners in P17. Plenty of congratulations for Aston Martin in the chat. Let me just get this up and ready, and then we'll start some interviews of your top three, which will, of course, start with Zero. Where is it? There's my screen. So, Mr. Zero, have we got you in the chat? Is everybody in?
I am here.
We've got Viper and Zero, but no Hambo at the moment. So let's spam him with invites. There we go. So Mr. Zero, that was a entertaining race from most people. Plenty of overtakes going on. No huge crashes, no safety cars. It was a clean race. How was that one for you?
Yeah, it was a good race. I mean, qualifying was an absolute disaster for myself. I just couldn't get a clean lap in without either binning it or just invalidating. So I had to settle for 10th, and it was just a case of just trying to cleanly get through the field. And I mean, I wasn't actually expecting to get a podium. I just couldn't believe, how worn Spread's tyres was, because I managed to just pip him by a 10th of a second on the line. I feel bad for him, but I mean, I'll take it at the end of the day. Third place. Yeah, it was very entertaining, considering I'm not a huge fan of this track.
Yes, entertaining was certainly a key word to use that I would say about that race. There were plenty of overtakes on track. It's the final race of the season next week in Abu Dhabi. What are your thoughts on the Abu Dhabi Yas Marina circuit?
I'm looking forward to it, mate. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I do like Abu Dhabi. But I do wish they would update the game, you know, and get the new layout, because the old one's a bit pants, not gonna lie. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully get some more points and see if I can get Skilly in the championship.
Yeah, certainly. You've outdone him today by 2 places, so points mean prizes, and that is a P3 for 0. So moving on to PR1 Viper, who again had to recover from a unusual position for him in qualifying, which is not the front row. But he recovers to P2 with the alternate strategy. How was that race for you, mate?
It's pretty boring. I kind of messed myself up from the start with quality. Didn't really give myself a chance against Ambo. Had a chance to just piss off, really. Had a few overtakes, felt quite quick, but other than that, it's a lot.
Well, it was still a great drive. Obviously, you had the pace on the softs, but that final penalty probably put paid to any chances you had of beating Hambo. Again, same question to you. You've got Abu Dhabi next week. I believe with that result, you've given yourself a slim chance of still being in the championship battle. What are your thoughts on Abu Dhabi?
Yeah. Well, I thought it was Brazil, but yeah.
Oh, is it Brazil? I've been saying it's Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Sorry,
it's Brazil.
Brazil next week.
Yeah, love it. Great track. I'm aware Dartmark isn't the most luckiest person there, so just gonna you know, try and get full points. It's the only thing I can do now, really.
Yeah, exactly. It's full pedal to the metal. So we'll move back for Brazil next week, not Abu Dhabi. So Zero, what are your thoughts on Brazil?
I don't mind Brazil. I like Brazil, so yeah, I hope to redeem myself after the little incident happened at Brazil with safety car, but I won't get into that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's been an entertaining race, it's been an entertaining season. The championship battle goes on. The gap between Demon and Darkmark comes down to even less, so it will be winner takes all in Brazil. And can Viper steal in and take the championship from under their noses with a bit of luck? I've been E.T. Massey, filling in for Pos for these final few rounds of TSD. Join me next Sunday when we are back for the Sunday.